Hi, I'm Caroline Dowd-Higgins. Welcome to a new episode of Thrive. So today's episode comes from my mobile studio, which is my Mini Cooper. I'm really excited to literally take today's talk on the road, and I'm on my way to the Upland Brewery where I'm picking up Jessica Levandoski, an amazing woman who has a brand new career as the creative director for the brewery. So we're just pulling up and I'm going to pick up Jessica and we're going to take this interview on the road. How are you, my dear? It's good to see you.
Oh,
Welcome to the Mini.
Well,
Good to see you. Have you ever been in the Mini?
I've never been in a Mini ever.
It's an adventure. I love my Mini. Now let me tell you a few Mini rules, okay? I'm an extraordinarily safe driver, but I have a terrible sense of direction, and I'm very proud to just admit that. So you know our beautiful city, and if there's a particular place that you want to go, you tell me.
Well, good. That seems to be the thing I'm best at, is telling people what
Awesome.
to do. So
Awesome. And much to the dismay of my husband, I don't do north, south, east, or west, but I do right and left very well. So I'm really excited, and I want to tell our audience about you again. So this is my dear friend Jessica Levandoski, who is the creative director of the Upland Brewery, and this is a new gig for you.
It is, and I feel very stretched right now.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about
Growing pains.
Yeah, and I so appreciate your willingness to share that, because I think we can all learn. I promise I'll keep two hands on the wheel. So let me, because I do talk with my hands, as you know. Tell me the story, though, Jess, because they came to you, which I think is awesome. So they plucked you out of, another existing career to say, hey, we want you to be our creative director. How did that all happen?
Right. So my husband and I we have a production company.
Okay.
And we make movies. Ideally, we will make beautiful feature films someday, but as you can imagine, finding money to do that is close to impossible. So in the meantime, I need, and I like, money.
Money's good.
And so we do commercial work, and one of our commercial clients was Upland Brewery, and the president really liked my style. The director of marketing really liked working with me, and a month goes by, we're working for them, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I was being watched
Recorded.
really
Yeah,
close.
you were being professionally stalked.
Yes, I was being professionally stalked.
Go ahead, darling.
And
Crosswalk. We're gonna, just for the record, we are letting the pedestrians go by. Go ahead,
Bloomington
darling.
is a safe city.
So I think that's amazing, right? That you were recognized for the extraordinary work you do. And you and I are similar in that we are what we call Plan C professionals, meaning that we've got the day job, right?
Yes.
For our security and our benefits, and we love the work, but we also have this entrepreneurial venture on the side. So your life is just a little bit full.
It's a little bit full. And
Plus
I have
two
children.
amazing children.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a husband.
12 and 3. Your kids are 12 and 3.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a lot of
a dog
work.
and a cat. And Matthew doesn't know it, but I'm getting Maddie a kitten for her birthday.
Okay, so full disclosure.
Just
in case he's watching, we're getting a kitten. Okay, good deal. So when the president approached you and said, hey, I want you to join this team, what was your immediate reaction?
Automatically, I was hesitant because I thought, I've already got enough on my plate.
Right, I possibly add more?
Yeah, but also the idea of having steady income instead of freelance work was really appealing. So I said, do tell me more. And
they did.
Yeah. And so for about a month, we negotiated terms. We talked about, what this means for work-life balance and what it means for our commercial contract, because I wasn't going to just give away our production fees.
Right.
So they also raised that.
So you were a shrewd negotiator.
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself for how I negotiated, and your help doing that was amazing.
My pleasure. Got your back.
When I came to you about the offer, the first thing I did was email you about it. What do I do? They've offered me money. I feel like I should take it because, when people offer you money, that's a good thing, right? And you said negotiate.
Yeah, negotiate, take a breath, exactly. And I'm really proud of you because I absolutely get that. And I think especially as women, we tend to think, thank you for the job opportunity.
Yes.
And just to get on my mini soapbox, I think women tend to have lower salaries because quite often we just say, yes, I'll take the job, thank you. And men are a lot more, they've got more chutzpah and moxie, and good for them. And they say, well, let's talk terms, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of you because you were self-advocating. So that stretch, though, you know, what I'm hearing is that it was scary, right? It was a risk, but it's also growing you professionally. So that's got to be amazing.
Yeah. So I'm a natural saleswoman. I'm a natural marketer. I can provide hype because I produced movies for the past 3 years. Learned really quickly how to pull rabbits out of hats, but I had zero retail experience and zero corporate experience.
Yeah.
So
now you've got to synthesize those skills.
Yeah, and existing in a corporate world is like,
it's different.
Really hard.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been leaning on you.
So you're 30 days in. So what's the teachable moment? You know, do you feel like, okay, there was a turning point where one day I went home and said, I can do this?
Yes, I'm approaching that point.
Okay.
I had a victory at work.
Good.
There was a Herald Times ad, so a newspaper ad that had to go out, and usually that's someone else's responsibility. He called in sick, and the ad needed to go out that day.
Yeah,
and
deadline.
I was responsible for the content, the photography. I got that part in, but then they said, okay, we need some copy.
Wow.
And I came up with copy on the spot, and it was really hard for me because I don't like sharing any of my thoughts.
You're
I like
protective of your intellectual property.
And so, well, no, I feel like everything I write is not great.
Impostor syndrome.
Yes.
I can relate to that. Random thought, which is very relevant. 70% of us experience the imposter syndrome, including me. There are times when we just don't believe it.
I am there. I do not believe that I am capable of doing what I'm hired to do, what my job description says.
So welcome to being human, right? Welcome to the human race. And I'm proud of you for admitting that, because you're helping our listeners who are saying, she's got this high-powered, phenomenal career, and she's a little scared. So thank you for being honest.
I am
Thank
terrified
you for being
that
honest.
my 90-day review is going to be like, we've made a huge mistake. But I'm also, that's motivating me to, that's where I feel stretched.
Here's my friend and career coach wisdom to you too. Remember, they would not have taken the risk on you if they didn't think that you could produce. So perhaps they hired you on potential and they're eager to bring you up to speed on the skills. They have faith in you. So you need to trust it. Right?
Yeah.
Which is scary.
Yeah. And having that negative voice that just says you're going to fail.
Yeah, the obnoxious roommate.
Yes.
In your head. Yeah. So how about your support system? You have a group of amazing women in this community. You've got a fabulous husband and family members. So who are your rocks? Cute dog alert. Just saying. Who are your, wasn't it? Who are the people,
We don't notice the guys, but we
dogs. We have guys. Do you rally people in your world to say, okay, I need a moment of, I'm going to cry on your shoulder, or I need you to give me that accountability boost? Are you reaching out to people and saying, I need some help here?
I need that. I'm not doing it, no. I'm going home and wanting to not think or talk about work.
Yeah,
or
you need some decompression time.
Or I'm actually working.
Right, right.
Playing catch up. But I do want to go to that point where I can have a person to just talk to.
Yeah.
Mainly it's just been you I've been reaching out to.
And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So you've got some people in your life that you can look to for support and accountability. And part of it too is to say, hey, what are you dealing with, right? When we talk with people out there, it makes us feel less alone.
Yes. And I'm trying to not just constantly bitch. Like, when I started this, I did it because it makes me happy. I'm the type of person that I don't do anything unless I want to do it.
And you also don't do anything unless you do it 500%.
Yes. And so But the stress comes out.
Look how pretty.
I know.
Isn't that lovely?
That's just
a
nuts.
moment of enjoying the scenery.
That's just nuts.
It's lovely. So let's find a win, right? What's something in the past 30 days that you feel really proud of?
That Herald Times ad.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
pretty great because I felt really useful. That's the problem with starting a new job. I rarely feel useful. And going from being a entrepreneur and feeling completely capable to now moving into this corporation where I have to be like, okay, what's the protocol on this? And sorry to bug you, but who do I send that email to? It's just like, it makes you feel so silly.
Okay,
it's
so
really
let
hard.
me give you permission to ask questions, because I think a lot of amazing professionals like you, really smart people, self-directed people, feel self-conscious about asking for help or asking questions and
looking stupid.
Right,
Yeah.
but the truth is, I don't know your boss personally, but I imagine they will be happy that you asked, because it takes less time if you ask for what you need and you ask for clarification than if you just go rogue, right, and try to figure it out on your own. And it might take more time for you to go rogue too. So cut yourself a break.
Yeah.
Ask. It's okay.
My ego wants to be, I'm still in negotiation mode, I think. Like, I still want to appear.
You want to prove your worth.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Jessica, I want to teach you my favorite technique in the world, and it's called managing up. So you may have heard me talk about this, but I'm going to give it to you straight. Your boss is really busy. He works incredibly hard doing his job. Because of that, he might not know what you do on a day-to-day basis, especially because you're the new woman. So here's the very easy reality. Once a month, I want you to send him an email. And you need to say to him in person, you don't need to respond to this email. It will not cause you any more work. And you're going to send him a bullet-pointed list, very brief, of what you've accomplished that month. And maybe some stretch goals, some things that aren't done, but that you're working on.
Oh my gosh.
Good stuff, isn't it?
That's perfect.
Because then he knows what you're doing, right? It's a check-in. It prevents him from having to micromanage, and it prevents that feeling of, I've got to tell my boss in person what I'm doing, because that can be awkward, especially in the beginning when you're earning the relationship, right? So another thing, because you manage staff, right? So the people that report to you should manage up to you too. And it's a brilliant opportunity for you to show them that you really care and that you're interested in what they're doing, and you can recognize them and cheer them on when they've done great work, and they will feel like, oh, she knows what I'm doing.
Yes, and that'll feel good, because then I don't feel like because I'm coming in as a newcomer, and a lot of these women are my age or right around my age, and I've completely skipped them in line. Like they've
little
been
leapfrog. Yep.
They've been working here for years, and I automatically am now their superior, and I'm supposed to manage them, and this would feel great.
In the workplace, most people want to feel validated. They want to feel appreciated, right? And not everybody has the time or the personality to say, great job, right? But the manage up email gives you a chance to report all that great, juicy stuff that you've accomplished in a very practical, easy, professional way. It's my favorite thing ever. So I think it's going to transform your relationship, especially with the new boss.
I feel like he's going to tell everybody at work to do it.
Good! Yeah. And claim it as your win. Say, I have a new technique that I want to share with the team. So let's talk a little bit about the family reality of being an amazing professional woman with children, with a husband, with so many other things happening in your life. This is one way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we won't do that.
Okay,
but we'll
so we're both great drivers.
We're good drivers. We just have no sense of direction.
Right.
But we're armed with GPS. It's all good. So how do you do it? Because you've got a 12-year-old daughter, a 3-year-old son. That gap alone, what a tween needs, and a toddler, that's a big change. So what's your recommendation to other working moms and dads out there listening? What's your sanity break?
Marry well. Have a good partner. Have a partner that doesn't feel like they're watching their own kids. They're parenting. So Matthew really shares his parenting weight.
And what I love about that too is the two of you also work together, right? Which is a challenge to have that professional component in a marriage.
Yeah.
And
to not always be managing each other.
Right. And trust. Good for you. So what about you time? You know how important that is.
I haven't made that yet.
Haven't made that yet? So when you plan to make that you time, what will you do? What's going to be your guilty pleasure that's just you?
Honestly, I would love to be in I want to travel somewhere,
Okay.
stay in a really nice hotel or an Airbnb
Love Airbnb.
that has Netflix and
just have a binge weekend of Netflix.
Watch Netflix.
Good stuff.
In a nice environment that I don't have to clean up.
Yes, I love that. By the way, Airbnb, my new favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Loving it, absolutely loving it. And met Chip Conley, the Chief Hospitality Officer at Airbnb, an extraordinary guy.
Really?
So sideline plug, love Airbnb.
Okay.
So I want to ask you a question as we end. What's one bit of advice that you would share to another woman who's listening to this that might help her be willing to take a risk or to try something new? Because you've been in that scary place. You have jumped off the cliff and said, yes, I'm going to try it, right? Flying without a net, and you're doing it.
Right. Just do it. Just
do
don't
it.
don't
Yeah.
Even if it scares her in a way that is a good scary, then go all in. Don't
Good
half-ass, because the worst thing is that you fall flat on your face.
And then you get up.
And then you get up. But what's that quote? What if I fall, but oh baby, what if I fly? Like,
Good stuff.
The risk is really, it's minimal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your ego. If you,
Right.
At this point, I know at my 90-day review, if they're like, we need to reconsider, I'm going to, or we need to like revamp this position for you where it fits you better.
That's okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's okay. But until then, you know that you're doing your very best, and that's all you can ask.
Yeah.
Jessica, I'm so proud of you, and thank you for joining me in the Mini. You're my maiden voyage in the Mini.
Yes.
I think we should do this more often. It's mobile career coaching. I love it.
It works, and we get to see the beautiful town.
Yes.
We'll go all around the world in the Mini.
Around the world in the Mini. I'm going to call BMW.
I know.
I'm not kidding.
Do it.